afternoon. I'm Parallel Parker, welcoming you to Disc Diggins with Parallel Parker. This is the show where I share with you the fruits of my hunting and gathering expeditions in my relentless search for collectible vinyl, $1 to $2 a pop, or in rare cases less than $1. And that's what today's show is about. Records I have acquired recently for less than $1. I'll tell you the backstory as we go along. I look for vintage, condition, content. I flip vinyl. I do have to make a buck here and there, but make no mistake about it, I am not a pure mercenary. I do love records. I cherish records. I never throw a record away. It's a sacred thing. So let's get started here. I went to this place and they had a little stack of records in the corner, and I found some records for 50 cents. And I got some good titles here, so let's get started. First of all, say that Edie Swangs the Blues. This is Edie Gourmet. Orchestra conducted by Don Costa. This would be her second album, I do believe. This is before she hooked up with a feller by the name of Steve Lawrence. After that, they were Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet, man and wife. And they were an act together. They were on all the TV network programs in the late 50s, early 60s. And they were also a big attraction in Vegas around the time of the Rat Pack. And pretty girl. Edie swings the blues. Some of you less sophisticated viewers might say she swings the blues. But here she swings the blues. And the usual suspects. She's got Stormy Weather and I Can't Help Loving Dat Man and I Got a Right to Sing the Blues, and she certainly does. Here she is in the studio. Some sort of look of consternation on her face. I hope she's all right. Hope she's not having one of them Me Too moments. 50 cents. Here is a record that I was very pleased to make the acquaintance of, Errol Garner with Orchestra. Like the Edie album, the vinyl is in near mint. And this record holds the distinction of being Errol Garner's first record with an orchestra. He was an untrained musician, could not read or write music. He wrote the song Misty. They even made a movie around that song, Play Misty for Me, starring Clint Eastwood. Mitch Miller was instrumental in getting this record made. Mitch Miller, in fact it says orchestra under the direction of Mitch Miller. He was a very mainstream, very boring choir master. He used to have a TV show, Sing Along with Mitch. But I was happy to find that he was very instrumental in bringing Errol Garner's genius to the fore and advancing his career. So I was very happy to get that album. That was, again, 50 cents. Almost passed it by. Here is the final 50-cent record. And y'all go comment section, tell me how I did, because you know, I don't know if I did good, bad, or indifferent. But here we got a feller by the name of Dom Frontieri, and his El Dorado. I almost passed this by because you can see the red flag and an accordion right on the front. Who likes accordion music? Nobody. But I was reading the backstory, and it was actually fairly interesting. They demoed and went through all sorts of rigmarole to settle on this model of accordion. I guess they tried 5 or 6 to get the right sound. It's a jazz session. And also, at the recording session, they used one single microphone, centrally located. And they asked the boys in the band to stand around it And they did the mix of the record by either asking the boys to play louder or softer or stand closer or farther away to the microphone. Okay, so I thought that was an interesting backstory, and so I sprung for the record. Nice looking Italian boy. Looks like he's got a kick in his gizzard. Nice color on the record, a lot of nice negative space. So 50 cents, I figured it was a no-brainer. And since I don't got any brains, it was a perfect record for me. Now this next batch, so those are the 50-cent records. Now these next ones are like 20 cents. And again, I don't get records that are any less than very good plus or near mint. Just don't bother with it. And when I went to this new thrift store, there's a whole stack of records, about 200 of them. So I start plowing through them. Usual suspects, Ray Conniff, John Gary, Johnny Mathis, all the stuff that ain't worth nothing. And all you diggers probably know, have that 6th sense about somebody standing behind you, watching what you're doing, either waiting for you to get out of their way or looking at what you're pulling out. Real irritating. So anyway, this guy's standing over me and he says, so you found some stuff you like, huh? I said, well, I don't know yet. We'll see. He said, well, I've got to take care of my dog. Hold on 1 second. This is BB, by the way. Nice dog, but she can't be here because she barks everything that walks across the street or down the sidewalk. It makes a lot of noise, so she's gonna exit the scene. BB, get out of here.